Today we're reviewing the AKA Solace 7x38 Lancero from AKA Cigars of Richardson, Texas. I actually live pretty close to these guys, which is cool. The wrapper and binder on this is pretty cool. It's a 4-year aged Ecuadorian Connecticut on the wrapper. The binder is a 4-year aged Honduran Criollo from the Aroa family. And the filler is 4- and 5-year aged triple filler of Dominican Honduran tobacco from the Keener and Aroa families. So this cigar has a great pedigree. It comes from a couple of great families and blenders, and so far I've liked the AKAs, I've liked the Solace, and I've liked the Respect. Wasn't a real big fan of the hybrid, but I haven't tried it in a while, so I'm going to try that again to get a second opinion of it. Now, if you're looking at the cigar, it is pretty toothy and pretty veiny. There's actually a little dip in it too, and it was in a cellophane, so it did get marked before it was celloed. It's got a little slight box press to it, it looks like. The smell is very hay, but a little creamy. It's got a great tobacco smell to it. So we're going to give it a cut and give it a light and see what we think about the Solace in the Lancero. Nice cut there. Now this one's been resting in my humidor for about 4 months. And got a really sweet, like a tea, cold draw. Yeah, that's like straight up tea. That's weird. Like a English tea. Something like that. Nice on the first draw. A little spicier than I expected. That slight tea is still there on the retrohale. It's almost like a black tea now, though. Because I burned it, I guess. I don't know. That is nice. Alright, so first impressions, a little spicy, a little spicier than you'd expect for a Connecticut. Slight tea flavors, a little bit of a light tobacco flavor, but mostly at this point it's kind of a lot of tea. Buttery tea. That sounds disgusting if you think about it, if you put butter in your tea. But it works well for a cigar. So yeah, so far liking it. We're going to get past the first third, I'll come back. Alright, so pretty much at the middle of the first third here, and it has changed on me. The definitive tea flavor that I was getting earlier, that people are probably going to think I'm crazy because I said it was tea, is kind of faded off. It's turned into more of a woodsy flavor, a little bit of cream, a lot of pepper, believe it or not. For a Connecticut, that's awesome, because I typically don't smoke Connecticut's because I like a stronger cigar. The creaminess is great. I like a creamy, nice, buttery Connecticut, but I can only take so much of it. So typically if I smoke Connecticut's, I'm going to smoke a Corona because it's kind of the same flavor over and over again, and I like a lot of complexity in my cigars. Ash is held on nicely, even with the wind. It looks like it's burning pretty straight. Yeah, so right now it's like straight up wood, like a cedary wood. That butteriness is still there, and there's some pepper on the retrohale for sure. Not a lot of pepper. It's kind of died down a bit. It was kind of really in your face at the start. And, you know, about, say, yay there, it kind of changed over and got kind of a little more mellow. And but yeah, this is tasty. I would totally buy this again. The only issue is they only made 75 boxes of this, so it's pretty limited run production, which, you know, happens with boutique cigars, and this is a boutique cigar. It is coming out of Richardson, Texas. They don't make a whole lot of them. It's just coming up, and they've put out some great lines, and they've got a new one out there that's doing very well, which I would like to try as well. I'm not a big, like I said before, I'm not really a big Connecticut guy, but this one is something different. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the EP Carrillo New Wave Connecticut, in that it's got some balls to it, but it is a totally different flavor profile. The New Wave Connecticut is a totally different beast, but I would definitely keep it in my humidor at this point for something different. So yeah, I'll come back to the second third, let you know a little bit more. Alright, I'm into the second third of the AKA Solace Lancero, and it's changed up a bit on me. The pepper's still there, which is nice. I love it. It's just kind of a light pepper, just enough to give you a little sting through the nose on the retrohale, and to leave a little bit of that flavor in the back of the palate when you blow out. But it's also gone from that woodiness to more of a nuttiness. So it's kind of a slight, light, kind of a sweet almond flavor, along with that pepper, which is really nice. So this is an awesome stick, man. I wish it wasn't limited, because I'd get a box of these in a heartbeat and stick them in the humidor and let them rest. I think, you know, this one's had about 4 months on it, and it's great to go. So if you have these in your area, at this point I'd say definitely pick one up, or 5, or a box, and give them a smoke. Now, One thing I would say is they're smoking good now with about 4 months rest on them. I don't know when these were released and how long they were in the B&M, and I like the pepper on it. So if you like your cigars a little more medium to full, then I would probably smoke them now. I don't know that age is really going to do a whole lot to this besides age that pepper out, which would leave you with the woody and the almond and the sweet, which is nice, but that'd be more like a standard Connecticut, and it would lose the kickassery, a word I like to use a lot, which I think really adds to the flavor and the dimensions of the cigar. It's definitely complex, and I love Lanceros because you do get that complexity, you do get all the flavors because you're getting less of that filler. And you know, call me a cigar snob, whatever. I like Lanceros, I like Coronas, I go as far as Robustos and sometimes Toros, but when you get into the larger ring gauge, I think you're just really adding a lot of filler, and you're losing a lot of the flavor. Now, some people are starting to do the larger ring gauges and blending for them, and those tend to be a little more flavorful. Something in the way of a EP Creo Inch or the Asylum, even the Asylum 7x70, which I tried to take down and couldn't do. Had a lot of flavor in it, but they don't have a lot of complexity. So, you know, if you haven't had a Lancero in a while, if you haven't had a Corona, try them. They are going to be a different smoke than the standard Robusto or the Toro. So, yeah, I mean, I always say that. If you like a cigar and you typically smoke the Robusto, they have a Corona, try it. Guess what? It's probably going to have a little more flavor, a little more punch, and you might like it. You never know. So far, I'm digging this. I'll come back for the last third. Alright, so I'm on the last third of the AKA Solace Lancero. The spice is picked up big time, and the flavor shifted again. So the flavors that I was getting on the second third was more of a almondy sweetness with that pepper spice. The pepper's gone from kind of a light pepper to more of a heavy black pepper in the last third, and that almondy flavor kind of turned into more of a say a hazelnut kind of flavor. So it's definitely got some complexity to it. I dig it. I would say this is a box-worthy smoke if you can find them. They even have, you know, 5 of these. I'd say grab them and smoke them up because they are freaking delicious. The best AKA cigar I've had so far out of the batch. I still have not had the nth degree. I hope to try it soon. I've heard very good things about that. Try the regular Solace if you can get those. They're also very good Connecticut's. They've got a lot of spice and flavor to them as well. And definitely try the Respect. That's also another great cigar from the AKA line. And, you know, give the Hybrid a try if you can find it. I you know, wasn't a big fan of it the first time, but I'm willing to give it a second try. And I didn't review it the first time, so I'll probably try it again and pop a review on here as well and see what I think. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you got something out of this review. And as always, check out Calypso Cigar Review. You can find it on YouTube. All you have to do is look up Calypso Cigar Review. We're also on iTunes, Podomatic, Spreaker, Stitcher, and now iHeartRadio, which is awesome. So go to iHeartRadio and subscribe to us. Give us the little heart and the subscription on iHeartRadio for the Calypso Cigar Review. And go over to iTunes and subscribe. We appreciate the 6 stars so we can get more attention from iTunes and get to more people. And check out Podomatic and Spreaker as well. And give us a subscription on Spreaker. And also, subscribe here at YouTube. Need the subscribers. We'd love to get to more people. And the more subscribers you get, the more people see you. Great smoking with you.